So it's now time for the question round, where recently I put out the word to you guys to submit your best questions for my guest. Here's how it went down. Right, it's time for the fans' questions with Maiya. Okay, so the first one is from Erin Kirby. Favourite mishap that's happened on stage in Six? Go.
Well, it's not one of my favourites, but you were there for it when the sound desk, I don't know what it was, I can't remember whether it was the sound
remember that.
or the piano, but it just went into meltdown, and there was this really loud, like, horn noise for ages, and we thought we were the only people who could hear it, and then we realised everybody could hear it, because everyone was like this.
Yeah, I was right next to that speaker. It was that left-hand speaker right near where I was sat.
And it got fixed, and we continued the show, and it was fine. We just had to do it, I think, without... I can't remember what it was. It's something... We have, like, patches in the show where, like, you put a certain patch on the piano, and it makes it, obviously, it makes the piano sound like a harpsichord, or like an organ, or like this, or like that. And I think one of the patches went funny, and that's what the noise was. They just removed all the patches, and it was just piano for the whole thing. But we still managed to get through the show, and obviously, we still managed to finish it. But that, I only say that because you were there when we saw it.
It was fine. It was good. I mean, yeah, it was the first time I'd seen it, and fantastic show. So well done on that. It wasn't much of a, I'd say it was a small mishap, if any. And it looks like you guys continued it and smashed it anyway. So
we were also, everyone was so confused. We were like looking at you guys, and you guys were looking at us, and we were like, okay, so we can all hear it. Everybody sound.
Yeah, it's that realization when you look down to the audience and you connect
and
eyes.
they're
are
all
like
this looking at you, and we're like that looking at them, like.
And then everyone looks at the sound guy.
Yeah. Like, what's happening, Sarah?
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so next one is from Blonde Chloe. What's your favourite song to perform at all? This isn't Six related, this is any track ever.
My favourite song ever to perform, I think, has to be... Ooh, that's actually a really good question. I think it has to be Saving All My Love For You by Whitney Houston.
Ooh, great one. Great one.
I think it's my favourite one.
Can't beat a bit of Whitney.
No.
Okay, so Jane Thomas says, you have a big social media following. Has your social media from when you were younger ever come back to bite you in the backside? Also, if you were to...
I need to get the scissors.
You're right, Jack.
Right,
I thought he just smashed you in the back. Jack, you just crawled. Please keep that in.
Did you catch it?
You just crawling along the floor.
I'll send you the full unedited version.
You just like crawled across the... I was like, Jack, I didn't see you.
I was wondering. I was thinking, what the hell? Yeah. Boom. Well.
Anyway, so that again.
Yes, you can. And the next one is from Jane Thomas. She says, you have a big social media following. Has your own social media from when you were younger ever come back to bite you in the backside? And if you were to advise any aspiring young actors or actresses, what would you say about the do's and the don'ts of social media posting before you are famous?
Famous? God, I'm not famous. I would say, because when I first started Six, and when the social media side of it all blew up, well, not blew up, but before it hit like our accounts, as in like me and the girls, most of us had that private account. So say me and Nat, we were really like, we don't want to make our accounts unprivate, because they've been private for so long, like since I've had Instagram. And Twitter was different, but Facebook has always been private. I kept pretty much Facebook for like my family and my friends that I've known for years, and obviously I had Facebook being from 11, so I don't want like people that I don't know on there. Sure. My Twitter account was open, but my Instagram was closed because it's like personal pictures, isn't it? And like what you put on in. Like I said, my Instagram account started out very much as a personal account, just for like my friends and posting whatever I want on there. But then when obviously I started getting a following from the show, the demographic of the show is between like 11 and 25. So some people are older than me, but some people are younger than me, and so it just was in the sense of like, I just took away the things on my account that I didn't want on there anymore, or feel like I didn't want to share with the world. And and then when I made my account public, I felt like, yeah, okay, I'm okay with this now. As in, like, you just have to like tailor your posts and just to like your target audience.
Yeah,
and
so it's a bit more appropriate to your following kind of thing.
Yeah, and the people that are going to be following you. But then again, like, you can post whatever you want. I just say censor it a little bit. Like, don't post absolutely everything on there. And if you want to, then there's close friends groups. You can stop people from seeing a certain post if you don't want them to see it. Like, there is ways to tailor your account to how you want it to be portrayed on social media.
Sure.
It is just a matter of making, like, when you do get out there and whatever, just making sure you're right and you, like I say, just like censor it and just be sensible really with it. Like, if you look at that picture and think, okay, that's going to be deemed as really inappropriate, maybe don't post it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like about body positivity, if you're talking about your struggles, if you're talking about this, if you're talking about that, and you're being completely candid and all of that, then fair enough, absolutely post it and let people see you, because that's what social media is about. You want them to see you, but not like in an inappropriate way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. You want to
it's just about showing off the best version of you.
Yeah.
But not in the sense of like, oh, here's me in a bikini drinking my protein shake and I've got the most perfect life in the world, and making everybody else feel like, oh god, I feel so insignificant, I need to do something about it. Like, because obviously social media, there's a screen of smoke up, isn't there? So real people, but showing you real life, but just tailoring it really, just making it so you're like, I'm happy with what I post on there.
Sure, totally. And you want to be seen in the best light, and I think maybe they're thinking along the lines of, you know, what seems a bit at one age when you're a bit younger, maybe you don't quite realise how that's going to look. But I know for a fact, looking back on my old things on social media now, I cringe and I think, what the hell was I thinking? So
and
I think,
God, why did I put that? Why did I post that? Why did I say that? Oh God, what was the grammar like?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just things you probably don't want people to see, so then you take it away, don't you? And you can just pull it back and strip it back. And I'd also say, like, I didn't do this at the time, and I kind of wish I did, because I didn't know the magnitude of what was, like, that my following on one account was going to get. I probably would have made, like, a separate account, so one private and one for business. So I've got one where I can post whatever I want on it, and it does not matter because it's my family, it's my friends. And then one which is strictly, like, my professional life, so, like, things for work and things like on there, so like I can keep people updated with what I'm doing and where I'm at, and they can communicate with me through that account. And then I've got another account where I can speak to my friends and my family on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I probably should have done that back in the day, but now I'm far too deep in, so I just keep it all in one. I've just made my account. There's a thing called, like, the creator account, where you can split your inbox into 3, so it's like you got like one inbox, 2 inbox, and like a 3rd inbox, so you can put like all your friends and family in one, like another category of somebody, and do you know what I mean? So you can like make it a lot easier, because at one point I remember I had every single message going to one account, so I'd miss loads of messages, and even my friends would be like, how do I contact you on your social, like, how can I even tag you in a picture and you will see it? Yeah. So I just made it so I try to make it a little bit easier for myself to be like, okay, so I can manage it a bit better and actually see the things that my friends are posting. And like Jack will say to me, oh, I've tagged you in something, and I'll say, well, it's gone now, I have to do it again. And he's like, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like. Yeah, fair
enough. So do you, as I guess an extension of that, as a question of my own, do you feel a bit like maybe some people might post certain things when they're younger that maybe if they want to get into a certain profession, say acting, say being in music, and where they're going to be in the public eye, that they're not going to be taken seriously if they're seen with these things on their social media?
Maybe. I've never had any issues, any of that, but it probably could. It's like anything, that you could say one thing in the heat of the moment and someone will take that, and what I say, like with things with social media, anything you post is out there now. It's out there, and if someone gets a hand on it before you delete it or whatever, it's out there. So you have to be comfortable and happy with what you're posting out there, because once it's gone, it's not yours anymore. It's not your picture, it's not your post, and your words can easily be twisted and things like that. So it's just being it's just being mindful really of how you want to be portrayed on social media, and I think and that's down to you, however you want to do that. Like, however you want to do that. Me and social media have a very strange relationship, but I know some people absolutely love social media. And I do like it, but I'm always like, no. I need normality.
Yeah. It's a strange world, isn't it? I think having taking the good parts and having a bit of separation from it's always a good one.
Like, I look on Instagram and like, because I've taken most things away from Instagram from that I had from, not saying when I was younger, but I got it in like when I was like 16, so I've taken most of that stuff away. But like my Facebook, for example, oh my god, no one can see my Facebook. I've had it since I was 11, so you can imagine the things on there and the way I used to spell things. And, god, honestly, so god, that's private. 'Cause, like, but awful. It's more my grammar than anything. I was like, who taught you to spell?
Yeah. It's like no punctuation whatsoever.
Yeah, whatsoever. Ellipses for no reason. Like.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you, I remember those days. That's one thing that makes me cringe reading those things back.
Yeah.
Seems to be a phase for everyone, that one.
Oh god, yeah. I think everyone's been through that phase. Remember my friend used to put like Zs for S's and stuff.
Really?
And like, if you had like one I in your name, she put 2 because she felt like
Really? Oh wow. That's next level, isn't it? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's go on to the next one. So, Amelia Yeves says, "What do you want to accomplish in the next 5 years in musical theatre?"
Oh, that's brilliant. I'd love to do more new theatre. I'd love to do a long-running show. I'd love to do some more solo concerts. I'd love to collaborate with more people, because I think that's really important, because there's so many amazing people in our industry and there's so many people I've still got to meet, and I'm so fortunate and lucky that I've met so many amazing people that are now my bestest friends. And there's so many more people I still want to work with new directors, people who wrote new things. I'm all about the new wave of musical theatre, the new wave of shows, and I'm sure there's going to be some absolutely amazing musical wrote after this. So there's going to be some really good songs and a really good show out there after lockdown. So cast me.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good 5 years. Sound like you've got a lot of ambition for that. That's great. I look forward to seeing some.
I'd like to do some music as well, just because, like, not like a side hustle type thing, but just something else that I can just dig my teeth into. Like, is this something I'd like to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, just any form of art, really.
Totally. As an artist, you want to do art, and that's the thing, right? You want to be creative. You want to express yourself. It doesn't always have to be down to one form, does it? And I think that's the beauty
exactly.
of it.
I want to get into as many forms as I possibly can, just to be like, not kind of like, oh, I've done it, just to be like, I've tried a bit of everything. You dipped your toe in every single pond, and do you know what I mean? And tried as much as you can, because that's what I want the next 5 years to be about. I want them to be about learning and growth and finding it. Because I'm only 22, so I've got a lot more growing to do in 5 years. Because I'll be 27 by then, so my life could change drastically by the time I'm 27. So
totally.
Yeah.
Wow, sounds like a great next 5 years. Next one is from Alma Luna, however you say that. What do you miss most about Six?
The girls. I miss them very much. We had a great friendship, and we still have a great friendship. And we had some really fun times, and like, you really get close to people you're travelling with and around with for Six, a show with, and then you're in the same building together for like a year with each other, and so you learn. They know you better than you know yourself, and do you know what I mean? So like, I just miss them and the fun we used to have and the antics we used to get up to and things like that. Like, I just miss them.
Of course. And do you still? Are they still in the show? Any of them, or have they moved on to different things as well?
Nat, JJ, and Lexi are still in the show. Grace has moved on to and Juliet, which is the Shaftesbury at the minute. Millie was doing Be More Chill. Amy's gone on to do Pretty Woman. Everyone's doing really well. Courtney has gone into Dear Evan Hansen. God, I have to say before every single one. I'm trying to think.
That's all right.
And then Vicky went into Beautiful, the tour. So literally everyone was working. So everyone's done so well, which is so nice to see.
Totally. Yeah, that's great. And you still keep up and talk to them all?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, maybe we'll see a reunion at some point. Who knows?
I hope so.
Where are we? Okay, so next one is from Anna Mitchell. Where do you hope to see yourself in 10 years? It's like an extension of the last one. That's
So maybe after the 5 years of solid work and success, hopefully, I'd like to have a family, have a house, have a dog. Like I still want to be able to continue my career and do my other aspirations, and like I want to still be able to travel. So like I'd love my job for my job to take me somewhere, maybe on like a world tour or something, before I decide to like completely be like, right, okay, Jack, let's have some babies. Have some kitty wings.
Fair enough. Yeah, get all the big dreams out the way before you settle down with your babies and your dog.
Yeah, exactly, because in 10 years I'll be 32. Which is obviously isn't old at all, but I hope to achieve from my 20s. Like, I don't want to look back and get into my 30s and look into my 20s and be like, God, I wish I did that. God, I wish I did this. God, I wish I did that. Like, oh, why didn't I do that? So I'm just hoping that I can seize every moment over the next 10 years of opportunity.
Totally.
I just want to take it all in and be like, okay, I did that, I've done that, and not kind of like tick it off, but just enjoy it along the way. And then I can have babies and make them love musical theatre too.
There you go. You've got it all sorted. The plan's in stone. Next one is from Abby Clark. What was your favourite routine to learn in 6 and why?
I'm gonna say the old version of No Way that we did. So like when we first ever learned any of the choreography, we did No Way completely differently. Like I think quite a lot of it changed when we went into Edinburgh. I think they changed it, and then they changed it again when we went into London. But I think that was my favourite choreography, just because it was so like, do you know what I mean? Like all those like funky sounds of it. I used to love it. It's like the samba style, and like really like I really liked learning that routine. It was hard. I think that was my favourite routine.
Fair enough. That's cool.
And I'd probably say I'd say No Way was probably my favourite one.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this next one is from Icklestream. What made you leave 6?
Because you can't stay in one job forever. And that's the honest opinion. I didn't have anything lined up at that point, and I got that question so many times, like, obviously you go into something else. No, I've been in 6 for so long, and it's time to let somebody else do it. It's time to give that opportunity to somebody else. Not like, I'm giving you the opportunity. No, it's time for me to move on, find other opportunities. I'm still so young. I can't stay in one show for the rest of my life. Like, that's not what this job is about. This job is about doing new things and doing new shows and broadening your expanse of shows. And you don't just stay in one show forever. It's not the way it works. Like, you have a contract, and if you decide to continue that contract, it's your decision. If you don't, you move on and you find because you can find other jobs. You will audition other things and you will get something else. And that's the honest opinion, and that's the honest thing. I left because I needed to find something else. I wanted to do something else. And there's only so long you can do one thing before people go, God, when are you going to do something else?
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, I mean, it's good to have that kind of honesty there. It's I guess a lot of people don't. Maybe if from a fan's point of view, they love you for maybe a show you've been in, and to them it might not make sense why you want to leave, kind of thing. But when you put it in perspective, people move, not just in this world, but people move jobs all the time. You say you're in that 18 months, right?
That's what it is. And most contracts in this field are a year long.
Mm-hmm.
They are a year long. So after that year, can you imagine doing like the job is like the job changes every single night. So you might do the same show, but the job is different. But essentially, it is the same show you're doing every night. Like it never gets boring. Don't get me wrong, it never gets boring. So there's always something going on. But But after a while, like, you do just want to find something, you do just want to do something else, and that's not anything to do with the people you work with or the show or anything. It's just time to move on.
Mm-hmm.
It is just time to move on, and you know when your time is right. And I'm so glad I left when I did, because I would have never got the opportunities that I've had now if I would have stayed.
Sure.
So I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I had when I stayed, because I was like, oh, when it was tall, like, oh, do I stay, do I not? Like, they've asked me to stay, what do I do? And I'm so glad at that point I said, you know what, no, my time, and the time that I felt when I was like, should I say no? Something was telling me, like, that's not the right decision. Like, like, you know, when, like, your gut is telling you, like, that's not right, don't say no. I was very much like, oh, I don't know what to do, like, should I stay, should I go? And the thought of saying no at that time, my gut really was like, this is not the right decision. And regardless of what other people were telling me, my gut instinct was like, no, I need to stay. There's a reason I need to stay. I need to continue what I'm on here right now. And I decided to stay, and it was the best decision I ever made. And I'm glad I listened to me instead of listening to other people. And then when it came round to the next time of when, like, the following year, when I was in the West End, and they said, like, okay, do you want to stay on for the next term? And in my gut it was, no, like, your time here is finished, like, you need to move on now. And that's how I knew it was right, because my gut was like, no, it's time to do something new. So that's how I knew to move on.
Cool. Trust your gut. That's the thing to do. That sounds like you know, oldest rule in the book, it seems, but not everyone always does it. And it's I guess in the day, all you can do is trust your gut.
Yeah, fully believe that.
Cool. Well, I mean, I'm sure you've answered that a bunch of times before, but yeah, that's I think that's a good answer. I like the passion in that one.
Thanks.
Okay, so the next one is from another Abby. Would you go back to 6 if you had the chance?
I've been back twice already.
Wow, so that's
I need to go back. I've
wow.
been back already.
Fair enough. Short, quick answer. Yeah, you have been back twice. Yeah, Manchester and London, I believe you mentioned. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one is from 6 fan page. One of the many. If you had to turn your life into a place of food, what would it be?
It'd be a Thai restaurant.
Would it?
I love Thai food. Thai and Mexican food are my favourite. So actually, maybe it would be like a Mexican-Thai fusion. Like, I'd have like one side Mexican, one side Thai, because they're my favourite foods.
Boom. Okay, I like that. That's cool. Boom. Boom.
I could kill for a pad Thai right now. Oh,
same. That's one. All these. It's the takeaways I actually haven't had since it started, so I second that. Alright, so we're on to a very last question of this section and the interview. But this one, I believe, is someone you may know. This is from Josh Connolly. He says, what has it been like living with Karen Connolly under the lockdown? Now choose your words carefully.
I know. Can I answer that? Military. We all know what Karen Connolly's like. Military. She has a routine. Very much so. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay. If you don't toe the line, you're in trouble.
It's been fine. Obviously, we're all, like, everyone's cooped up under the same roof, so it's kind of like, probably at some point we all want to escape each other, because, like, in usual circumstances, you wouldn't all be in the house at the same time 24 hours a day. So, like, obviously that does make you go, oh, but then you get over it, don't you? You get over it because they're your family and you love them. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. I'm in the same boat, and that is certainly true. You know, you drive each other a bit insane, but at the end of the day, you'd much rather be isolated with them than probably most people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well that brings us to a close for the interview. Did you enjoy yourself? I know I did.
That's so well.
There you go. So, is there anything else you want to add to that? I can throw anything else at you if you want me to ask you something you want to talk about specifically.
No, I just want to say thank you. I hope everyone's safe, well, healthy, mind, body and soul. And that's it really.